Hi guys, I'm Neelam. I'm here to discuss the various aspects of paintings and art with an art curator, Mr. Ravindra Mardia. Uh, he has been curating a lot of exhibition shows in various parts of India, even internationally. And I'm taking him online with me so that we can start the discussion. Give me a moment. I guess he's still not online. So we'll just wait for him to join this conversation. Till the time, let me just brief you about the kind of work we do. I'm an abstract and contemporary painter, and Mr. Mardia is a very well-known, as I said, curator, and I guess he's online. Let me just add him.
It's written on others.
One second. Mardia sir, you need to accept the request. Hi sir, can you see me?
Hi. Yeah, I can see you.
So sir, I have given a brief introduction about me and you. You can also introduce yourself to our audience.
Yes. Yes. Please go ahead.
Sir, I have given a short introduction about me and you. You can also talk about the kind of work we do here.
Well, this is being organized on behalf of International Creative Arts Center, ICAC, and we have been into art for almost 10 years. Basically, this is an NGO where we promote art and artists. Now, today's subject that we have thought of, that what is the impact of nude art and whether it is beneficial or not. It's vice or virtue.
Right.
Neelam,
Yes, sir.
I've been observing your art or your paintings since past nearly 10 years.
Right.
You have been drawing beautiful nudes
Thank you,
for
sir.
quite some time.
Hmm.
And till now, of several paintings that I've seen of yours, I've never found anything obscene or dirty. Therefore, I would like to know, how do you create such paintings and what makes you draw nudes?
So nudes is something I have, as you said, I've been drawing them from quite a long time now. And it is not that I only want to draw nudes. I draw nudes because, there's a connection of inner beauty with human body. So it is a way of expressing the emotions, the thoughts, the skills, and there's always a spirit which we want to show. It's not only about the naked body. So there's a difference. There's a difference between a nude and a naked art. I guess that is one reason, and I enjoy expressing my thoughts with that form.
Great. अब मैं आपसे जानना चाहूंगा कि जो न्यूड पेंटिंग्स बनाते हैं आप, इसके पीछे लॉजिक क्या है? What is the logic behind painting nudes?
Sir, you cannot understand expressions or the spirit of body when it is clothed or draped. It can only be expressed when it is in a very natural form. So that's one reason that nude is the purest form of expression.
See, that's correct. I agree with you.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
what actually inspires you, or what actual benefits do you gain out of creating nudes?
So my nudes, you must be seeing them. They are not a very beautiful nudes of a very beautiful figure. They're always on a fatter side. The fat bodies with a lot of skin on that. So I have been observing these kind of bodies. I myself is on a heavier side, and I have been observing that drawing a perfect figure is the easiest thing because that's what has been taught in art colleges and art institutions. However, we don't look at the other body types. So for me, drawing fat figures is really difficult because is different shape. And I got inspired by myself, honestly, because no, I am sure nobody would, a person who wants to create a beautiful art, they don't want to create a body like this because that's not acceptable. Our society is such. So I thought, why not me? Because that's what I am. If I'll not be able to express myself, then who will do that for me?
Very correct, very correct, very correct.
Yeah. So that is one reason.
Uh, like, I would like you to explain what is the basic difference
Hmm.
between nudity in art and nudity
Hmm.
in pornography. Most of the people who see nudes
Hmm.
are inclined to think that it is something
Hmm.
more towards pornography and less towards art.
Sir, first
Why?
of
How
all,
do
I
you
would,
differentiate between a pornography and art?
sir, it's a okay. So nudity is something I don't know. The difference lies in the individual's perception and interpretation of the subject. So it is important to note that nudity in art is intended to people appreciate the beauty of the human body, and it's something not for the arousal, or it's not for something it's not obscene. However, pornography on the other side is intended to arouse the sexual feelings of individuals, and models actually pose in such a way that their expression conveys sexuality and eroticism. However, in nude art, we try to actually depict the emotions. It's something which is, at least we don't find it obscene or sexually related to sexuality. There's nothing like that. So totally depends on an individual's perception, and people can get aroused with anything. Nowadays I see people even looking at a small body part, they can get aroused. So it's totally up to them. And I guess nowadays we are mature enough to handle nudity in a very nice way. People are accepting it, but I guess that is the main difference.
Great. Now, some of my audience here
Hmm.
would like to know what is the difference between a naked body and a nude
Hmm.
body.
Okay.
What I personally feel
Hmm.
is naked is something simply without clothes.
Right.
Whereas when you're drawing nude, it
Hmm.
is an artistic creation, balanced, confident, and prosperous body, free of
Right.
any awkwardness or imperfection. How do you explain the difference between a naked and a nude?
Naked. Okay. So when it comes to naked, it's like it's forceful. It's something which we are forced to do, or without our will, or it's just you know again, it's more or less like being stripped in front of people. It's nothing which you do or which you want to do yourself. However, nude is where you know uh, our models, or when we draw it, it's out of the will. We do it because we find the beauty in it. We look at a nude in a very different way. We like to understand the postures. We like to understand the emotion of that figure. However, being naked is something which is just done to appreciate, to make people feel good about it, and it's something very forceful. It's not out of the will. There's no confidence there in being naked.
Okay, Neelam, uh,
Hmm.
most of the people feel
Hmm.
that looking at nudes
Hmm.
impacts the mind in a
Hmm.
negative way, most notably by making one obsessed with sex.
So I could not hear you. Sorry.
Um, most of the people who look at
Hmm.
nudes,
Hmm.
their mind impacts in a negative way. They
Oh.
mostly
Hmm.
uh, sense it out to be obsessed with
Hmm.
sex,
Right.
whereas art is not nothing to do with sex.
Right.
How do you explain that?
So give me 1 second. I guess there's one error. Hold on. Sir, uh, as I said, it totally depends on the perception of people. However, I would like to say that art is the process of using one's skill in creating and sharing objects and experiences and condition which stimulates the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Um, I don't know how people can be aroused with a nude art. I don't find anything sexual there.
Mhm. You mean to say it is depends on the person who's looking at it?
Sir,
It
our
depends on the
society,
mindset of the person.
exactly, and plus all it also depends that how well our society is accepting this whole concept. Sex is still a taboo in our society, so it gets very difficult for people to appreciate the beauty of a nude art because everywhere it's the same case that we cannot put it in our house because our kids will see that and they would look into it. Our elders are at home, we cannot put it. I mean, that's the main problem which I face when people come and ask me that why don't you paint something else, because we cannot buy your artwork, we cannot put it in our house because there are elders, those who are there at home, kids, those who are there at home. So instead of making it an issue, we can very maturely handle this whole situation. We can actually, we should not create an unnecessary, issue out of it. I guess we should educate ourselves and our heads first, and then only we'll be able to handle this whole procedure.
Neelam, I don't think I would agree with you on this particular point. You understand? In India,
Hmm.
right since the ancient times, uh,
Right.
or why only in India, all around the world,
Right.
nude sculptures,
Hmm.
statues, gods,
Hmm.
goddesses, they've
Hmm.
been there. All
Right.
the public, all the children, all the elders have been
Hmm.
witnessing that. And especially in India, if
Right.
you go to see, practically every temple has those nude pictures around it. Beginning with
Absolutely, sir.
the very ancient time, like in India, we have been worshipping Yoni and Linga. That's
Yes,
that's
sir.
that's it shows Linga is depicting Shiva and Yoni
Correct.
is depicting Shakti. So
Right.
in India, that has been going on, and people have been visiting all these temples. They've been
Hmm.
worshipping those temples. So where is the question of uh, elders or people not hesitating to have a look at nude paintings?
Sir, you're right that our history, our ancient civilization was all about this. In fact, the ancient civilization now we know is known as Sanatan Dharma in Indian
Yes.
eternal region, and all those temples, those who have sculptures and paintings, um, there was a motive behind that. Even now, I've been to Khajuraho, I've been to many other temples also. Uh, People do visit there. A lot of tourists are there appreciating that art, but somehow they still have that hesitation of discussing this topic. We do worship Shivlinga, we do worship Yoni, but we know that these are the genital parts, and but I don't know. You must have realized it that we have changed the shape of the linga. We don't worship the actual shape. Earlier, we used to
Yes.
worship the actual shape. Now it is in a circle or it's in a pinned. We don't worship the actual shape because people uh, are still, they hesitate. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to see it. And they don't want to, worship that kind of real image. Same is the case with Yoni, sir. We have only one temple, that is Kamakhya in Guwahati. We don't even talk about this topic publicly. I make a lot of paintings on Tantra also, where I make Shivlinga and Yoni both. And people are, why do you draw this? Why do you draw a vagina? They don't understand the concept of Yoni and Lingam. This is the creation. This is the base of Tantra or our Indian religion and spirituality. That's how the universe, the base of the universe is this only. But still, people do hesitate. I don't know why they hesitate. They don't even want to discuss this topic. People don't give the right education, sex education to their kids also. So still, it's a problem. I don't know why it is still there. We are the land of Kama Sutra. We have written that we worship it. We worship all the forms of nudity in India. I mean, there are so many temples with beautiful news of apsaras and yoginis and other goddesses and gods. So there was a logic behind that. See, dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. These are the four things of human life. So there was a reason that they used to make nude sculptures outside the temple, so that we leave all these things outside the temple and then enter that temple with purity. That was one reason of having those sculptures outside the walls of temple. Um, so I guess that was the real picture our architects wanted to show us, or the belief wanted to show us. But no, people have been taking it in a very wrong manner, or in a different perspective altogether nowadays.
But people still visit Kamakhya temple at Ujjain, where I
Sir,
think
Kamakhya is
the
in
most,
Guwahati.
uh, it's absolutely known. And still people go and visit that. In
Right.
Indian uh, uh, ancestors saying or feeling or beliefs that
Hmm.
linga and yoni and
Hmm.
various other forms of sexual intercourse for pleasure,
Hmm.
which they
Hmm.
believed was the path to attain moksha. It was
Exactly.
considered as the
Absolutely.
most divine thing. And still people
Right.
hesitate to have a look at a nude painting.
Right.
Anyway, we'll come to it on some other time.
Sir,
Now I
there
would
is a
like to
question here.
know, okay,
Uh, Somebody has asked you a question, sir.
you paint nudes keeping the line between vulgarity and art in mind at the same time. How do you do that?
So why don't you explain it? You have been seeing my paintings from so long now.
Well, I've seen at least more than 30, 40, 50 paintings of Neelam till now. Um, Not one single painting I have ever seen any vulgarity in that. Not a single painting. And all of them are nudes. Everything is visible. But that obscenity or that dirty feeling has never come. And not only to me. Every person who has seen that has highly appreciated them. So I feel like what they say, the beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. How you look at a painting, what is your intention, what is your feeling, you will see that. The painting does not have vulgarity in most of it. unless and until it's drawn for that particular purpose. Am I right?
Right, sir.
Okay.
So,
Now,
sir, there is
next
one
we
more
come.
thing. Yeah. Sir,
I'm
I want
unable
to
to.
ask you something. Sir, I want to ask you something. When you curate so many shows and exhibition, how many artists work on nude art forms in India, and are they as comfortable as any other artists across the world? I mean, in India, I'm talking about especially.
There are several artists. There are
Hmm.
several. For that matter,
Hmm.
our Padma Shri Jatin Das ji,
Hmm.
he has drawn hundreds of nude paintings
Hmm.
and absolutely clean.
Right, sir. He's
Nude
a master,
doesn't
sir.
mean dirty.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Not only Jatin Das ji, several other people. There's one
Right.
Rakhi at Indore. She makes
Right.
beautiful nude paintings.
She makes
But
amazing paintings, sir.
yes, yes, yes. Nothing wrong about it. And I know people who would hang these paintings in their drawing room and not feel ashamed about it. So
Right.
it is only, everything depends on how you look at a painting. And
Hmm. Sir,
according to me,
I've seen, sorry to interrupt, I've seen some, artists, those who are still studying and they're in the college, and, they do hesitate drawing nudes in a classroom. I mean, they have this hesitation. They don't want, they're not comfortable. What is the reason? I mean, why they can't do it, or they
every
don't want
every
to?
depends, everything depends on the way that particular person has been brought up in life. What their sanskar or their style of living has been, or how, in what type of society they. I'll give you an example.
Hmm.
One of the artists, one sec. Oh my God. Um, she was in one of our camps. Uh, Normally, you say that especially female students hesitate drawing nudes.
Right.
She gave a 4-hour live demonstration of creating nude in front of 30, 40 people.
Wow.
So it is not, it is depends on the person, how he or she has been brought up, what are his sense. You know, as I told you last time, that
Hmm.
especially female students, they hesitate to join art education
True.
because they feel that when they enter a drawing room, they may have to face a nude to draw there in their
Right.
classroom, and they may
Right.
or may not be able to accept it. But what I feel is,
Right.
it's only question of first 10 minutes. It's only first 10 minutes that a person looks at a nude. After that, that
Right.
4 hours or 3 hours or 6 hours that they're working on their notebook. They're working on their drawing. They're working on the paper, not on that nude. And that nude is out of picture. They
Right.
only visualize the curves, the skin tone, the bones, the all other parts of the body. But that dirtiness is never there. So
True.
there's nothing to hesitate about it.
Right. Because I remember myself doing it, and we were so engrossed in the technicalities of drawing that nude that we forgot that there's some model sitting in front of us. So
Yes, yes, very
I
correct.
guess it is required to understand the basic anatomy of a body. It is important to understand the muscles and the bones. So then only we'll be able to draw the clothed person also. Otherwise, we won't be
Yeah,
able to.
that hesitation is only for first 10 minutes. After that, everything is normal in the room.
Right. Sir, we have
Now,
one more question. Do you think nude paintings are a need in this changing society, and it can change some mindsets?
बताइए आप बनाते हैं nudes?
Sir, I guess nudes have been existing since ages now. We have discussed it already, and that was one basic motive that everybody wanted to have a change in the society, one way or the other, whether it's religious or whether it's handling this whole thing maturely. Because even in temples, the nudes were made to attain the moksha, leave the impurities outside. So, news have always been impacting our society. Nowadays, it is more important because uh, I guess with entering the new era, we have also I guess our mindsets have instead of being an open-minded, we are trying to close a lot of sections of acceptance in our mind. So it is must. People should appreciate the human body because that's what we are. I
Health.
mean, yeah. Tell me, sir.
That is what one sometimes I think, that had
Hmm.
Indian society been open to all these pictures and all these models and all these beautiful nude paintings,
Right.
the crime rate against women, or
I'm sorry, sir.
uh, the crime rate against women
Huh.
can be reduced, because that
Right.
anxiety to look at a woman is over.
Right.
So the harassment to women, or the cheapness that sometimes those gundas create, that can be
Hmm.
avoided if society is
That
open
can
to
be.
all these things.
Sir, as soon as we'll stop objectifying women, I guess this thing will do a good job to our society.
Very, very correct. Very correct. One more thing.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes some people feel that
Hmm.
when you draw a female nude,
Hmm.
you are degrading, or you are a friend to the power of women, because it makes them objects of male lust rather than a complete human being.
Hmm. Sir, first of all, we there's a problem. The whole range of ideas revolve around sex is good or sex is bad, and then comes the female body.
Mm-hmm.
So, beautiful women can actually use their sexual attractiveness to beguile the men, or the tensions between sexual and intellectual interests as a powerful psychological factor. Uh, uh, the vast because we live in a male dominated society, or where we have been objectifying females from long now, it has nothing to do with art. Especially since some versions of these ideas are of rather recent vintage. uh, Themes can also appear both with and without recourse of nudity.
Hmm. But
So we never try
do you feel?
as an artist. Sorry.
Yeah, continue.
Sir, as an artist, I don't think so. We create women nudes to objectify them. We create nudes of a women because I'll tell you, women body is, that is the only thing which has expression or emotion in every part. A male
Hmm.
cannot express a lot of things just by his eyes, but a female can. You can have a look at a
Hmm.
female face and then you will understand whether she's happy or angry, or in what kind of a mood she is. But it's very difficult to understand males. So I guess female body is the best way to draw our emotions on canvas.
Okay, I have seen certain artists, or I
Hmm.
should say most of the artists, drawing nude females rather than drawing
Hmm.
nude males. What is the reason for that? Why people do not or hesitate to draw nude males?
Sir, I just answered you this. Female body is the best way to express a lot of things. You know, it's a beautiful
You are saying that
a
because
way
you are a
of.
female.
No, not because of that, sir. I gave you an example also that, you know, okay, I'll tell you. If my brother is angry, he'll make a straight face. I can't relate to that face because I don't understand whether he's really angry or not. I have to actually ask him. But with me, it is always visible on my face. कहते हैं ना कि औरत की आंख से भी पता चल जाता है कि वो नाराज है या खुश है या आपको इशारा कर रही है, जबकि आदमी से नहीं पता चलेगा. उसकी हाथों की मूवमेंट, द पोस्चर्स, द यू नो द वे शी विल वॉक, everything will tell you some kind of emotion, some kind of a thing. With a male, it's very difficult. For me, it's a very personal reason. I don't know about other artists. Though I don't mind drawing the male nudes also, because male, female, though, you know, they need to be together. So I draw both of them all together, and I guess that is one reason. I'm not sure about other artists, sir.
ओके, तो आपको क्या लगता है कि जो ये पेंटिंग्स हैं, जो न्यूड पेंटिंग्स हैं, वो अपनी सोसाइटी के लिए और अपने यहाँ के लोगों के लिए फायदेमंद होती हैं या दिमाग खराब करती हैं? आपको क्या लगता है? देखिए, आई एग्री दैट इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द पर्सन हु इज सीइंग इट.
Exactly, absolutely, sir.
आप जब पेंटिंग करती हैं तो आपके दिमाग में क्या आता है कि हाउ अ पर्सन इज गोइंग टू परसीव दैट?
सर, मेरे दिमाग में तो बाद में आता है, उससे पहले लोग बोल ही देते हैं कि you know, this is a very there's a very particular or a typical word which we listen, or at least I have been listening from my audience. The painting is very erotic, or you know, it's a very sexy painting. So I guess my job is done there. I never wanted them to interpret or you know have that kind of perception about my artwork. But in any ways, if people are seeing it or they are you know appreciating it, I don't mind. However, yes, it depends on a person. It depends on person to person how they want to interpret it. It totally depends on their perception. Like you enjoy seeing my paintings, I enjoy seeing other works, but not everybody does. Like my mother still has this issue that why I have only nudes in my studio and no other work. And she said, "Ki kya banate rehte ho?" But I can't develop this thing in her head that this is nothing which is vulgar. This is the reality. This is the truth.
I 100% agree with you. I've shared 3 of your paintings in last 2 days on Facebook and
Yeah.
Instagram and everywhere. Not one
Yes, sir.
person has come and told me that there is any vulgarness in that. There's nothing dirty about it. You know,
I'm so glad, sir.
if you a boy, a young boy or a girl, अगर आप उसको कोई न्यूड पेंटिंग बताते हो, अगर वो छोटा है और उसने पहले से उसके दिमाग के अंदर सेट नहीं कर रखा है, या उसके पेरेंट्स ने या उसकी सोसाइटी ने सेट नहीं कर रखा है, तो उसके लिए न्यूड पेंटिंग इज नथिंग, इज जस्ट अ बॉडी विदाउट क्लोथ्स. उसके दिमाग में कभी भी कुछ nothing about sex or nothing about vulgarity will ever come into it. So I feel that everything depends on the person who's looking at it or what is his mindset. Whereas अगर एक्चुअल आर्ट को परस्यू करना है, जैसा कि आपने कहा कि एक्चुअल आर्ट को अगर परस्यू करना है, तो जो आप ड्रॉ कर रहे हैं उसके अंदर आपको बेस्ट चीजें क्या मिल रही हैं. अगर आपका बेसिक जो है आर्ट के अंदर फ्रेमवर्क तैयार नहीं है, अगर आप कोई बिल्डिंग बनाते हैं उसका स्ट्रक्चर अगर तैयार नहीं है, तो खाली ब्रिक और सीमेंट और प्लास्टर से तो बिल्डिंग नहीं बन जाएगी. बिल्डिंग बनाने के लिए आपको उसका पहले फाउंडेशन और स्ट्रक्चर तो तैयार करना पड़ेगा. तो पेंटिंग अ न्यूड इज बेसिकली क्रिएटिंग अ स्ट्रक्चर. उसके बाद में आप उसके ऊपर कपड़े पहनाओ ना. जब तक स्ट्रक्चर आपका स्ट्रांग नहीं होगा, परफेक्ट नहीं होगा, तब तक आप आगे उसके ऊपर परफेक्ट पेंटिंग बना ही नहीं सकते.
Exactly, sir. Foundation has to be very, very strong. We need to understand, that what we are looking at, how we will, make a complete structure on that foundation. If the foundation is weak, we will not be able to do it.
Very, very correct.
Sir,
So,
there's a question by Mr. Umesh. He says, what is the aesthetic value of nude? So, sir, I would say aesthetic value is a judgment of value based on the appearance of an object and the emotional responses it evokes. So that's very brief. You can explain him.
Very correct. Neelam, it was very nice talking to you. It's been more than half an hour now, and I think people may have started getting bored of these subjects.
Sir,
It was very nice. And
yes, sir. Sir, we can ask our audience if they have any questions. They can message us or they can reach us on Instagram or Facebook anywhere they want to.
Yes.
And I would be gladly answering all the questions.
Just now somebody has asked Umesh Kaida.
Right. What is vulgarity in nude? There's no vulgarity in nude. There's no vulgarity in nude. The vulgarity is in your perception, in your thought process, and the way you look at it. There's no vulgarity in nude. Because there's a difference between nude and naked, and we have discussed it.
Very, very correct. Very correct.
All right, sir, then... sir, I just said, well, there's no vulgarity in nude.
नहीं, अपन बात कर रहे थे कि whether art के अंदर nude art जो है, whether it's a vice or a virtue. You completely agree with that.
So it's definitely vice, and I have been, discussing on favor of being it vice only. So definitely nudity in art is definitely a vice.
Oh my God. I was thinking it's always the virtue.
So virtue for an artist, vice for an audience. I'm sorry, I got confused here. Sorry, I was looking at the question and I just forgot. Nudity is definitely a virtue for us, and vice for the audience, those who think that it is vulgar.
Great. Neelam, it was very nice talking to you, and we'll
Same here, sir.
have a longer section next time.
Yes, sir. It was nice talking to you. Thank you, sir. Keep discussing such topics, and I would like to join you once again.
Thank you so much. Chalo. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.